Michael here, and those who don't know me, I've been studying esoteric information and study for about 20 years, and I'm just sharing my information with those who are seekers, and therefore we can share information and grow as a collective. Okay, today I want to talk about the Vesica Pisces. For those who are not sure what the Vesica Pisces is, it's basically a symbol that means multiple things. So first of all, let me go ahead and just show you what a Vesica Pisces is, so therefore I can just go ahead and walk you through it. And really, a Vesica Pisces is two circles that are interacting like this. So there's one circle and one circle. So in its original state, there could be two circles, but then they merge together and they overlap. And the Vesica Pisces is really the part that's in between. So it's the almond shape that's right there. So that almond shape can mean a portal. It can mean higher consciousness. It could also mean Christ consciousness, and it could also mean a bridge. So that's what this is right here. But let me go ahead and show you why that is. Hold on just a second. So what happens is when we're dealing with spirituality, right, and you have two circles. So two circles could mean two worlds. This can mean two worlds. This can mean female and masculine. This could be upper world and lower world. And remember, there's always the axiom as above, so below. Because our reality is more like a fractal, where because we live in limited finite reality, everything is like a pattern and we kind of live a fractal. So what happens is we're either going up to the higher factor, or going down and just going further down and just spiraling out. We want to go back up to unity, up to one, right? So right now you can consider us the lower world, but we need to make contact with the upper world. So this is one world and that's the other world. However, there's a time when we lose our consciousness, right? And based on the ages of the Greek ages, from the Golden Age to the Iron Age. From the Golden Age, we have full awakening. To the Iron Age, which we're at now, we lose our consciousness and we become we just have no consciousness. So what happens is we're at the point where we're going to get to the Golden Age. So there's a transition between ignorance and the Golden Age. So Christianity really helps people kind of get back into their body to prepare for the new age. So that's what's happening at the current moment. So when that happens, we're going to need the divine feminine that's going to resurrect the consciousness. And the reason it has to be the divine feminine, because as above, so below is the female that actually gives birth to life. Okay, so right now you can say that's the female and that's the masculine. You can say that's the lower world and that's the upper world. So what happens is once you start interacting, because right now we're fragmented, and fragmented means our consciousness and our life and our minds and our body, we're kind of like exploded out. So really what we want to do is we want to push ourselves back into the original state. Because remember, we're at the end of a cycle. So in a new cycle, you don't want your body all that. You want to come back clean. So you want your body coming back in. You want your conscious and your subconscious awaken. So the person who's going to awaken your divine consciousness will be the divine feminine, right? So what happens is the divine feminine, when she wakes up, she will first be the first to wake up. Now remember, this is a symbol of the divine feminine, right? And what also is that? That's an Ankh. And why is that an Ankh? It's an Egyptian Ankh because this is the symbol for immortality. The Egyptians knew that this woman were the ones that are going to give him immortality and wake him up. So that's why they would always walk around with the Ankh, because they know the divine guidance of a woman will always pull them out if they go into darkness, particularly when they travel immortality. So the woman would be the first to wake up, and that's why we have people like the Virgin Mary. The Virgin Mary is known to have immaculate conception because she's the one that was able to make contact with the upper world. Now, she's a virgin. It has nothing to do with sex. It has to do because she was able to make contact with the upper world without any secret society, any initiation, or anything besides study and gnosis. So therefore, the female is the one that was able to make contact with the upper world because she was able to do it just because of her love for the upper world or for God and her desire to know God. So it was not because of ego, because she wanted to do it. So when she wakes up, she will then be the one that would wake up her masculine, right? So then she would wake up her divine masculine. But for her to wake up, she first needs to clean up her shadow, and she first needs to meet the vibration of the upper world. Because what happens is we're really a vibration. So as you clean your aura, you clean up your shadow, you'll start raising your vibration. As you raise your vibration, then you can resurrect your masculine after you clean up your divine feminine. Divine feminine, her problem is she has to clean up her shadow. Okay, so when she has immaculate conception with her masculine, then she creates a portal. This is the portal. And that's why in Christianity, you would always see Jesus associated with a fish. This fish is basically this portal, right? So if I do like that, it's basically the portal. And basically that saying is Jesus and also the Virgin Mary made immaculate conception with the upper world. So therefore, there's like a bridge between the lower world and the upper world. That's why this is also a bridge. So in this way, I would say it would probably be the Virgin Mary made contact with Jesus, who's in the upper world. And therefore, that contact, she created a portal or an opening to the lower world where beings from the upper world can come through. So that way, when you look at Christianity, you would always see this symbol right here, which is a Vesica Pisces. And you would always see beings in the middle of it, which basically represent that were people who are either one, fully awakening, or who are coming from the upper world or have Christ consciousness, okay? So let me go ahead and show you how that works on the Tree of Life. Okay, so the Tree of Life is basically what Jesus says to study if you want to go to the kingdom of heaven. So in the upper Tree of Life, you have Keter Hokmah Binah, which is kind of like the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Now, if you go down to the bottom, you have at the bottom, which is Malakut. That's basically the fall of where Earth is right now. So what happened is when the Divine Feminine, she cleans up her shadow, she raises her vibration, she starts to wake up. What she will then do is then she would create the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. The Father, she would create, that's herself, and she would create the Son, and then the Holy Spirit would be manifested there. So in essence, the Divine Feminine would create the Son, right, which is basically the Messiah, the Virgin Mary. This is a Virgin Mary story. So the Virgin Mary would clean up her aura, do everything shadow work, have ego death, make contact with the upper world. Therefore, she made contact with her divine masculine, create the divine child, and that would be like the Christ consciousness. So in essence, this is her, the lower world, making contact with the upper world, the kingdom of heaven on earth, right? So the reason why that is interesting is because these stories are not there for you guys to worship. These stories are there to show you the blueprint of the way you could do this. So everything that they do, you could do too. Therefore, you could be a portal within yourself. So this could also be the third eye, right? When the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine interact, they can create the Vesica Pisces into the upper world. But that's also the third eye, because what happens is the upper world contacts through your crown chakra, right? So this is you. Your crown chakra, your third eye, and your heart. That's how you get grounded. Mind, body, and spirit. Mind, body, and spirit. So what happens is when you fully get your awakening, then you can download. This is a halo. Crown chakra, third eye, heart. Those are your crown chakras that you get grounded in. The crown chakra, the third eye, and the heart, and then you will naturally be able to speak. And it's interesting too, because once you get aligned, like, you get more confident. You know, if you have anxiety, you don't have anxiety. It just a natural flow. And what happens is if you could do this, then you can create a ripple effect into the collective consciousness. All the story of Mary Magdalene and Jesus and all this, these are stories for a blueprint for you guys to follow. And that's why you can also be a timeless symbol with the Vesica Pisces, and there will be a portal, and then therefore be able to activate as above, so below, kingdom of heaven on earth. I think that's everything I talked about. Let's see, do I have all my notes? Yeah, cosmic balance. This is also about cosmic balance. And that's my video. Hope you like it, and see you next. Peace.